Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be doing an update video on my Eagle 4 build from MPC. So a 1/72 scale, 14-inch scale, or 14 inches long. And so first I'm going to take out, I don't think I showed the decals, but I've hit the point where I'm going to have to start doing the decals soon. So that's something coming up. And it's actually a very modular kit, and that's how I've been working on it. I've done a lot of work during the HTM streams. Major pieces of the build so far are the cockpit assembly. No decals on it yet. I've painted these parts silver. I need to go ahead and get them in there, the ones that go in these holes. This is actually a slightly different color from the actual plastic. This is bare. This is painted. I went out and found the color based on the fact that the box where the kit is the box where they've started doing round two is started doing all of their instructions on decals and everything else. It says that it's molded in color. So I went and purposely found a paint that is very close to this color. This is the barrack plastic, and this is painted. You can almost not tell the shade. You get on the camera. In person, I can. So we've got to do some decaling on here soon. This looks glued together, but it's not. All the heart of all the lighting is going to be in here. We've got some lights that are going to come out of the engines that are coming out of here. These 4 D-shaped holes are for the feet. And I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to run the lights or run the power in here, because I've got power going out of both sides. This centerpiece here is actually where the power is going to go into the model. I've done the landing gear based on a flying configuration, so I won't be able to put the rod through here unless I do a brass rod. More likely I want to somehow hang it, but that's still to come. Attached to those, let me see where they are. Okay, so attached to here are these 2 pieces, and it actually says to build these, and I'm doing them out of order. I'm doing the sub-assemblies as I see fit, how I want to make the model work for me. And you can see here, there's a tab here and here, and it was kind of interesting how I'm looking at it, getting it to where I can see it, but how I had to set this up so that it would line up with the parts, because it tells you to, and I think they're expecting you to assemble the sides and the door before you attach it. I played with it a little bit, and it would not go on here as easily as it does with these parts not glued to the sides. Because you can see these tabs go into the top here, and this is actually a better demonstration of the difference in color, because no, it isn't. I was going to say I thought I painted these, but I did not. But these lock on here, and there's a lip down here where it catches. The problem being when you want to put this on, if you assemble this as a whole piece, you've got these on there. And it's kind of funny because you got to make sure you face these the right way, because they're very, very similar on the sides. The key thing, these large stripes are on the outside. And then that lip there versus that lip there, that lip goes on the top. And I messed with it a little bit, tried to push these in. Let me go ahead and take this one off. Tried to push these straight in to here, as if this was all glued together as one assembly. And there are locator pins on here, so you get them in the right place. Still need to do some cleanup. I have not sanded all of these down, but if you try and push it in with it in place like this, I tried and it would not go. So truly the easiest way is to push it in like that and then fold it. Actually, that's not catching. It's a little bit tricky, but once you get it in there, it will actually glue in really easily. And the key thing is I've got to have this open anyway because I've got an engine pod going here. All my engine pods are going to be lit. These, let's see, do I have the right one? These will actually go on, and before I put that on there, you can see that's popping out a little bit. There's a little bit of a lip on there. That's why it won't push in really easily. But once it's actually in there and assembled, it will hold together really well, I'm pretty sure. Get this all the way in there. That's the key. And see, that's what I'm talking about. If you're trying to fight with this while you're trying to get it on here, probably will end up breaking something, which is why I'm going to put these on separately, because once this is glued on there, that'll actually hold really well. You can see those sides between the tabs, the grooves and tabs up here, the little lip on the bottom, and the tabs on the ends of these pieces, those tabs, it holds together really well. This is not glued. I can pop these right back off and this will all come apart. Once these are in there, they are a little bit of a pain to get out. There's going to be the four-point engines on here. Like I said, there's going to be lights on the bottom of here. Lights as in the engines. The engines are going to go on here. One on each of these. And I've already glued the, I'm not sure if you'd call this superstructure, it's the spine scaffold together. That went together like a dream. I was amazed because I've done it's about a 12-incher. And this one was just completely ugly to put together. It went together, some parts went together really nicely, but overall, between the models, the details on the one I'm working on now are so much better. And you can see the difference in size. They are the same ship, or not quite the same ship. This is the 1, this is the 4. But going from a 196th to 172nd, you get a lot more length, I guess you'd say, and it looks a lot better. Plus the decals on this one, you look at them wrong, they blow up. Really, really suck. So following along, and just show, this is the decal placement plus the paint. Let's see, random light gray. Now, it's going to be aluminum. I think I showed this before from the box, but I cut the box up just to have these separately. And then, like I said, these are all, the 4 sides of the box are the decal placement, paint, and so on and so forth. Okay. Decal sheet, and I've kept these. This one of the sides. I think that was the side. Yeah, that's one of the sides. This is the bottom of the box. I've kept them just for reference as I'm building. First steps that it had me do was put together the shoulder pods. And these, I think, came out really well. They are glued together, multiple pieces. You can see the aluminum paint, and you can see here where I've done some drilling to get the LED power, or the LED wires out. This is actually the resistor. This is the negative line going to this micro SMD there. Like I said, it is resistor, so we're going to go ahead power to 9 volts. I have to remember as I'm doing these things to make sure I don't hit the wrong voltage, because it would suck having to pull things back apart. Camera blows out that LED, but if you look at it, and you can't really see it right now because I've got a daylight outside the window in front of me, but you can see on my hand that actually is going to be a really nice glow if I set it close to a surface. All 4 of these are done. You can see I've got various LEDs in here. All 4 of these are done. The 4 landing legs for the central crew compartment, I guess you'd call it, the central pod. These are all done. And like I said, they just kind of pop in there like that. There is one that I had to torque a little bit because I didn't glue it straight. These things happen. So let me go ahead and set this off to the side. By the way, all those sprues that I did in my out-of-box review, just showing the parts, that's all the sprues that are not already cut and put together. A lot of stuff still to go, but it's really convenient the fact that you've got 2 to 4 of every part, so you can build sub-assemblies. This right here are the sub-assemblies for the cage around the front and back pod. These have been painted. Let me grab one of them. And I'm still working out how I'm going to get the wiring in through here, because this is where the shoulder pods come in. I've drilled holes all the way through here. I'm thinking the wiring is going to come down through here somehow, because the wires can go through the bottom. You can't push them in, which would be the most convenient, straight into the middle, because they butt up against each other, which is going to be pretty solid, make it pretty solid. These have been glued together. All of this is painted. Let me find one of my tops. The top will then go on here. I'm not sure if I got it on here backwards or forwards. There's going to be an end cap here. Both of them have doors, even though one of them is for the engine pod going to the engine. The other one's going up towards the crew compartment. But then these, make sure I got the right one. And I grabbed both top ones. So this is going to go on here like that. And that one, when it goes on, is just going to be a straight glue. Glue and done. These, on the other hand, on the bottom, and it is kind of nice because it does the cage port piece. Come on, line up. Have to do this to me on camera. I'm gonna not get it. Let's see if the other one will play nice. Because there are, come on, focus. There are 2 pins on here. One right here, one right here. They're gonna go on here. If I can get this one to go on. There we go. It's gonna go on here just like this. But the key thing is, you've got 2 engines where these pins are and these pins are. Engines are going to go there. I've got to somehow run power out the bottom here. So another reason that everything's got to be done modularly. Once I figure out how I'm going to run power out of here to the shoulder pods, then I've got to figure out how I'm going to put power out through here to the bottom of these, the bottom engines here. Nope, wrong. So many. Oh no, this is the right one. But lots of things going on. Resistors are going to be put in place. There's the other of the shoulder, or the, I guess you'd call them the utility pods. Go ahead and get these parts separated. And you can see having these little bins is great for the modularity of this kit. Right now, the thing I've been working on the most is trying to figure out how I'm going to do the booster pack on the back. And this is actually done well towards the end of the model. I just decided that with modular construction, I was going to do what I wanted to when I wanted to. These tanks will go on here. These tanks will go on right here like this. Again, nice locator pods on the side here. I've sorted out during the last HTM stream on Friday night how I was gonna do the lights in here. Kind of. One of them I did, I think, absolutely perfect. The other one's going to be a little bit iffy because of where I drilled the wires or drilled the holes for the wires. These parts here will go up here on the sides. I forget where these go. I think they're also detail parts on there. But somehow I've got to run, and I'm going to show the one that I am more happy with. Somehow I've got to run these 4 wires either into here, which is what my preference is, to run them down inside of here, put the resistors in there, the whole 9 yards, or I'll run it in the center here. I'm going to put, one of the next steps I've got to do is I'm going to keep this together like it is, not glued, and paint it just so that I have it painted, but no paint on the surfaces that I'm going to be putting the glue on. And how these actually go on is these engines have D-shaped holes, which are going to line up, and there is a left and a right. I don't think it's going to matter that much because it has to do with this detail here. I'll figure that out as I go. But they're going to go on here just like that, and that side is closed up. So I've got to figure out how to get 4 wires through a closed up area. I can't really run the wires out through here. I didn't do that on purpose because I want to use that peg. This is too small of an area to drill into. I may just end up leaving that cover off, or somehow figuring out cutting half of that cover off or something so that I can cover, run the wires down in there like I want to. Whoops. And so you can see I ran the wires outside the engine bells, and here's what the engine bells look like. A little bit rough on the paint, but that's okay. I may go back. This is actually a charcoal. It's supposed to be flat. You can see it's a little bit shiny. I may go back and just do a little bit of flat black on it. I'll do some flat black on the outside so that the aluminum when I do it will look like metal. This part up here. Come on, focus. There we go. This part here and the parts that stick out of the end here, those are going to be in orange. And like I said, this one, I love the way I did it because I did out of the engine bell, out of the mounting pin point here. That was after the fact, and I had glued this one before I changed my mind. I did this one out the back here instead of out of the side. So this is actually going to be in the way a little bit. Going to have to do a little bit of finagling to get that to go on and not look really bad compared to the other one. So let me show you what I did for the lighting. And this is, to me, I love doing this. This is kind of fun way of doing lights like this because they're supposed to be nuclear engines. So just to give it two different lighting effects, I did the center. It's an ultraviolet engine or light. Okay, ultraviolet, not ultraviolet. And then inside the engine bell, behind those 4 holes, there's a single 5mm LED. And you can see it does not reflect all the way completely on the same on all sides. Not much I can do about it. I like the way it looks. But the total engine effect then, if I plug all 4 wires in at the same time, and there will be a separate resistor for every LED. But now, that's the engine effect I wanted. You got the glow in the center. Let me see, I can go about to 3.2. You got the glow in the center and a glow in the outside. When I do the 1/48 scale, I will probably do it a little bit different. Somehow get it to where it will light up the whole area back there. I did try some fiber fill in there. It did not come out very well. And, it does matter a little bit as to the angle. You can see that the angle on the left and right, or the amount of light coming out on the left and right, change as I change the angle. Top and bottom, always the same. That is the main engines. Or not the main engines. The main engines are going to look just the same. That is the booster pod that goes on the top. And then let me get this stuff out of the way. You can see the main engines on the back. That's right. There's no striations here. There's no tabs to keep it from rotating. Main engines that'll go on the back look exactly the same. Going to be able to do something with this to where I've got, I glued those together. I should have just put the LED on there, but too late now. I'll have to sort something out. The LED in the front there will be exactly the same. What I may do, and I will credit Donnie with this, or blame, one or the other, I may just cut this little point off because it doesn't do anything. But if I cut that off, I should be able to do something with with an SMD. Not sure how well I'm going to get the wires out, but put a blue SMD in the center. It'll probably glow a little bit better. This will slide in here just like that. And that will be one of the 4 main engine pods. We have, this is actually one of the ones that I was talking about going on the bottom of the ship, on the pods on the front and the back. Oops, would help if I put them on. And that's going to be out of the main engines underneath the front and back are going to look like that. Really nice, hefty blue glow because that's the actual main lifting. I'm not putting that bright of engines on the bottom here because this is not your main lifting area. This is just to help lift this pod. And then these, and I don't have one drilled out yet, but these I'm going to put a 2mm tower LED in there. It's going to have a little spot coming out of here, not near the power of the main lifting engine, these engines, but it'll show. And there, especially when there's going to be 6 of these engines on there versus 4 of these, or 6 of these actually, because 2 on the spine booster, and just all kinds of lights on here. Having a blast with this. Hope you're enjoying the build. I know I've done quite a bit on this, but it's one of these things. It's been my build that I'm doing during the Sundays or Friday streams and Sunday streams. It's to the point where I've got a lot of the modular stuff ready to start going together. And it's a fantastic kit. I highly recommend if you want to get this kit. It is the 14-inch Eagle 4. The Eagle 4, biggest difference between the Eagle 4, it showed up in season 2, episode 1, and it had all the add-ons that they came up with. So far as I know, there may have been some other things that they did that I'm not positive on. I haven't watched the show in 40 years. but it has the lab pod, which are the parts that stick out from the, or it has a laboratory pod, which this is the laboratory pod because it's got the parts that stick out. Here it's got the spine booster. I think those are the only two main differences other than paint jobs. And I think, yeah, that is all I've got for you today. I hope you're enjoying this build. If you are, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment. I love comments. I love to respond to comments. So with that, I want to say take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Stop by Hobbytown Modelers and see what we're doing. Have a great day tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video.